The Iron Triangle. Trap. Why you can be successful in America and still not feel free. There is a strange moment many adults eventually face. It happens when you're sitting in your car after a long day at work. Your phone is still lighting up with unanswered emails. Tomorrow's calendar is already packed from 8 a.m. Your bank account looks better than it did a few years ago. Your LinkedIn profile looks impressive. You may have a better job title, a house, a car, health insurance, a 401k, and vacations planned months in advance. From the outside, you look like you are doing well. But deep down, you quietly ask yourself, if I've done everything right, why do I still feel trapped? This is the silent question many Americans between the ages of 25 and 45 are carrying. Not because they are lazy, not because they lack ambition. In fact, it is often the opposite. They have worked incredibly hard. They studied hard, built their careers, switched jobs to increase their income, started side hustles, paid down student loans, saved for a down payment, contributed to retirement accounts. They followed the formula for a successful life. And yet, one day they realize they are stuck in a trap. I call it the Iron Triangle. The three corners of this triangle are health, time, and money. The irony is that for most of our lives, we usually only have two of the three. In your 20s, you have health, you have time, you have the energy to travel, stay up late, learn new skills, and start over from zero. But you often don't have much money. In your 30s and 40s, you begin to earn more. Your career becomes more stable, your income improves, but your time disappears. Your calendar is full. Deadlines pile up. You may have paid vacation days, but even when you take time off, your laptop comes with you. Weekends that should be used for living become recovery time from exhaustion. Then, if everything goes according to plan, retirement arrives. You may finally have money. You may finally have time. But will your health still be strong enough to enjoy the things you once promised yourself you would do someday? That is the quiet tragedy of many successful people. They did not fail in their careers. They failed to design a life they actually wanted to live. Imagine a young man in America, around 29 years old. During the day, he works at a tech company in Austin. It is a good job. The salary is solid. He has benefits, stock options, and a career path that makes his family proud. From the outside, everyone thinks he is on the right track. But at night, after closing one laptop, he opens another. He is building a small business of his own. Every Friday after work, he drives several hours to a small town where he rents a workshop. There, he and a friend make handcrafted wooden products to sell online. In the beginning, he sleeps on a thin mattress, surrounded by the smell of freshly cut wood and the noise of machines still echoing in his head. Some nights, dinner is just a protein bar from a gas station. Some nights, he is still replying to customers at 2 a.m., only to drive back to the city in time for Monday morning meetings. He believes he is doing the right thing. And in many ways, he is not wrong. He is trying to escape a life that depends entirely on a paycheck. He is trying to build assets. He is trying to create freedom. But the problem is that he starts sacrificing too much without realizing it. He ignores the back pain. He postpones doctor visits. He misses his mother's birthday. He skips quiet evenings with the person he loves. He tells himself, just a few more years, once I have enough money, then I'll start living. Many of us have said some version of that sentence. Once I make more money, I'll take care of my health. Once things are more stable, I'll spend more time with my family. Once I hit this goal, I'll finally start living. But life has a harsh truth. The things we delay for too long are often no longer the same when we finally come back to claim them. It is like picking a mango before it is ripe. You can pick it early, you can hold it in your hand, you can be proud that you have it, but it is not sweet yet. It has not matured. It has not reached its season. Many people are living the same way. They use today's health to buy tomorrow's freedom. They trade time with loved ones for a better title. They spend their youth accumulating money, hoping that one day money will buy back the youth they gave away. But money can buy a plane ticket. It cannot buy back healthy knees for a mountain hike. Money can buy a bigger house. It cannot buy back the years when your children still wanted to sit on your lap. Money can buy a beautiful vacation. It cannot buy back the lightness you had before burnout became normal. That is why the Iron Triangle is so dangerous. It does not destroy you overnight. It allows you to look successful on the outside while slowly losing your ability to choose on the inside. So how do we escape this trap? The answer is not to quit your job tomorrow. It is not to hate money. And it is not to live recklessly and call it freedom. The answer is this. Stop building your life on blind sacrifice. Start building it with strategy. The first thing to understand is that money is not the enemy. The problem is not wanting to earn more money. The problem is knowing only one way to earn it, by selling more of your time and health. If every dollar you make requires another hour of your life, then a higher income may simply mean a more comfortable cage. So the real goal is not just to make more money. The goal is to build a financial system that can grow without requiring your constant presence. That could mean long-term investing. It could mean building a business with systems. It could mean developing skills that create more value than the number of hours you put in. It could mean owning assets that generate income. It means understanding compound growth not just as a financial concept, but as a life strategy. In America, many people are taught that the safe path is simple. Study hard, get a job, buy a home, contribute to retirement, work until 60 or 65, and then finally enjoy life. That path is not wrong for everyone, but it carries one dangerous assumption, that when the time comes to enjoy life, you will still have the health, energy, and loved ones around you to enjoy it with. Financial freedom should not be a prize waiting at the very end of life. It should be a tool that gives you back the power of choice while you still have the energy to live fully. The second thing to understand is that health is not something you fix later. Many people in their 30s and 40s treat their bodies like rental cars. They drive too fast, ignore the warning lights, skip maintenance, and then act surprised when the engine fails. But your body is not a side vehicle. It is the foundation of the entire game. You can have money, but if you're always exhausted, you are not truly free. You can have time, but if your body is worn out, that time loses its quality. You can achieve your dream career, but if the cost is poor sleep, anxiety, back pain, weight gain, and disconnection from yourself, then that success is quietly charging interest against your life. Investing in health is not just about going to the gym. It means sleeping enough, eating with awareness, walking, getting regular checkups, stopping before burnout becomes your identity, understanding that not every email is worth sacrificing a good night's sleep. The third thing is this: redefine freedom. Freedom is not lying on a beach forever doing nothing. For most adults, freedom is much more practical. Freedom is working on Monday morning because you choose to, not because you are terrified of what happens if you stop. Freedom is being able to say no to a pointless meeting without feeling like your entire career will collapse. Freedom is being able to show up when your parents need you. Freedom is attending your child's school performance at 2 p.m. without having to choose between being present as a parent and looking like a dedicated employee. Freedom is having enough financial stability that you do not have to accept every opportunity just because of money. Freedom is having enough health to enjoy those choices. And freedom is having enough time to not lose yourself on the road to success. If you are between 25 and 45, this may be one of the most important seasons of your life. Not because you need to have everything figured out right now, but because you still have enough health to build, enough time to adjust, and enough life experience to realize that you may not want to keep living according to someone else's script. You do not have to destroy your current life. You only need to start asking better questions. Is this job making me more free, or simply making me more dependent on an increasingly expensive lifestyle? Am I building assets, or just upgrading my lifestyle? Am I taking care of my health, or borrowing from my future to fund my present ambition? Do I truly lack time, or has my calendar been filled with things that no longer align with the life I want? Why do I want to become wealthy in the first place? And if the answer is to be free, then make sure that on the road to freedom, you do not lose freedom itself. The lesson of the Iron Triangle is not that you can never have health, time, and money together. The lesson is that you cannot have all three by living on autopilot. You have to design your life intentionally. You have to make conscious choices. You have to know which season is for building wealth, which season is for protecting your health, and which season is for being fully present with the people you love. Most importantly, you have to stop postponing your life to some distant future, because life is not a rough draft. You do not get to go back and relive your 30s. You do not get to return to the evenings when your children were still small. You do not get to reclaim the years when your body was full of energy. You only have the present moment to start making adjustments. Real success is not about having the most money, being the busiest person in the room, or receiving the most admiration. Real success is having enough money to not be trapped, enough health to live fully, and enough time to show up for what truly matters. That is real freedom. And the question is, will you keep running on a wheel designed by someone else, or will you begin building your own path? One where health, time, and money are no longer things you're forced to trade, but three pillars that support the life you truly want.